Hello YouTube fam, welcome to Athena Virtuous channel. This is Athena and I'm welcoming you today to another transit video, and I'll be focusing on today's video on a very important transit which is going to happen on June 24th and June 25th. June 24th we will have Jupiter Cazimi, as you see in this chart, and I spoke about it in my previous video in length, but I'm going to touch base on it once again. June 24th we have the luckiest day ever since 2002, since actually July the 19th of 2002. We have never seen Jupiter and the Sun come in alignment or in conjunction actually at the same degree, 3 degrees and 21 minutes in Jupiter's exaltation sign, which is Cancer. Okay, we've had Jupiter and the Sun Cazimi in 2013 in Gemini, and I've showed you before in my previous video the transit chart of the Jupiter and the Sun Cazimi in Gemini. Jupiter wasn't in its exaltation sign, as we've mentioned multiple times, that Jupiter is actually in detriment when it is in Gemini. But Jupiter left Gemini now and moved into Cancer, okay, in its exaltation house. And I've explained to you why Jupiter was exalted and why Jupiter is the happier or the happiest in the constellation of Cancer. And I've explained in length that Jupiter is very attached to his mother who saved his life. Okay, Jupiter is very attached to motherhood, and Cancer is the representation of motherhood. Cancer is the representation of the roots and the family, nourishment, nurture, care, love, the country, and most importantly is the mother. Okay, Jupiter or Zeus in the Greek mythology was saved by his mother Gaia, and she saved him from his father Cronus, which is Saturn in in the Roman mythology. And as I mentioned before, Cronus was eating or ate all his children because he was cursed by his father Uranus, and he was scared and afraid that his children going to overthrow him as the same way what he did to his father. But Jupiter was the luckiest because once again he was saved by his mother Gaia and his grandmother, and that's why he likes and loves the motherhood traits of Cancer. Okay, so but anyways, so this is one of the most important days of the year. It's the luckiest day, but once again, as I mentioned before, we've never seen this since 2009, since 2002 really. And as you see in the chart here, just give me 1 second, this is exactly what happened back in on July the 19th of 2002. And as you see in the chart here, this as I'm pointing here, this conjunction or the Cazimi that happened between Jupiter and the Sun, or the rebirth of Jupiter, okay, and the conjunction between Jupiter and the Sun. Sorry guys, there's just too much information that I would like to share with you, and I'm kind of rushing into it. But anyways, it happened at 27 degrees and 10 minutes in Jupiter's exaltation house, Cancer. Okay, we've never seen this. And Jupiter goes back to each sign every 12 years. Okay, so in 2013 we've had the Cazimi, but once again it was in Gemini. But this is the last one we've had 23 years ago in 2002. Okay, Jupiter and the Sun come together in conjunction, at late degrees Cancer. Okay, now we are seeing this once again, okay, at early degree Cancer, 3 degree and 21 minutes. Okay, and I'm going to explain to you the Sabian symbol of Jupiter in Cancer. And as I mentioned before, when you read the Sabian symbols, you always round up the degrees. So here it shows 3 degrees and 21 minutes. So we're gonna look up 4 degree Cancer. Okay, so I want you to write the note and I want you to keep track of number 4. Okay, now let me go back to the transit of the new moon. This is the other thing I want to talk to you about today, is the new moon in Cancer. Okay, let me just wipe out this mess here. I'll see. I'm trying to upload this video on the 22nd. By the way, if I didn't tell you, I'm recording this on the 21st of June, late in the evening. Once again, I will try to upload it tomorrow, the 22nd. If not, then you're probably gonna see it on the 23rd, although I'm very extremely busy the whole week of the 23rd, but I'll try the best that I can. Okay, so I'm gonna try to be brief and concise. So anyways, as you see in the chart here, this is the new moon in Cancer, which is going to be on the June 25th. Okay, and it'll happen at 6:31 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you'll see here once again the sun and the moon come in conjunction at 4 degrees and 7 minutes. So I want you to write down once again number 4. So I mentioned now number 4 twice. Okay, and I'm going to tell you at the end what does number 4 symbolize. Now you notice here on this chart also that Mars is forming a sextile with the new moon, and Mars also at 4 degrees and 34 minutes Virgo. So another 4 here. Mars sextile or sextiles with this new moon in Cancer. Now the other thing I want to bring to your attention is Cancer is the 4th sign of the in the zodiacal wheel. So as we all know, Aries is number 1, Taurus is number 2, Gemini is number 3, and Cancer is the 4th house or the 4th sign in the zodiacal wheel. So another 4. On top of that, okay, Cancer rules degree number 4 in the zodiacal degree in accordance to the degree theory. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you what does degree number 4 symbolize. Remember, I've told you before, Aries rules degree number 1 and also degree number 13, and Taurus degree number 2, Gemini degree number 3, and Cancer rules degree number 4, 16 and 28, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, these are the degrees that Cancer rules. So you really need to watch number 4. And just before I explain to you number 4, there are other things I would like to explain to you and I would like to speak of, but also I would like also to explain to you, and you probably heard that from so many astrologers, they're talking about the square between Saturn and Jupiter, or Saturn and the Sun, or Neptune and the Sun, as you see here. But I have mentioned before that Jupiter, the Sun, and the Moon are separating from the square. Okay, as you see in the chart here, Jupiter, and this is the chart of the 25th, but even if we go back to the chart of the 24th, as you see in the chart in this transit chart here, sorry guys, just give me 1 second, I'm moving between multiple charts here. Okay, so as you see here, let me just wipe it out. Yeah, I just want to erase all of this mess so you can see what I'm talking about. So as you see here, Aries is at 1 degree and 38 minutes, and Neptune is at 2 degree and 8 minutes. So these two are forming a conjunction. Okay, now before I speak about the retrograde that both Saturn and Neptune, I mentioned that in my Saturn video which I uploaded it back in December of last year. But Saturn will go in retrograde motion into Pisces on July the 13th, and Neptune actually will retrograde back, okay, and enter into Pisces on July the 4th, okay. And I'm gonna show you in another chart what's the maximum degree that Saturn and Neptune will reach in Aries. But before I speak of that, if you look at the this square here, this square is no longer valid, okay. I repeat again, why? Because both the Sun and Jupiter are in separation of or are separating from this square. I've mentioned before that Jupiter will come into exact square with Saturn on June the 15th, but now on June 21st on, Jupiter is separating, okay. Jupiter is headed to Jupiter will continue his journey into Cancer. So Jupiter, as you see here, on the 24th at 3 degree and 21st minute, okay, and the Sun also at 3 degree and 21st minute. The energy is getting less and less. It's in separation mode. It's not potent, okay. Separation means I'm getting away from the conflict. I'm getting away from the energy of the obstacles, of the limitation and restriction. I'm getting away of it. I'm gonna continue my journey into the sign or into the house where I am exalted into. Okay, that's what Jupiter is. So Jupiter is leaving Saturn and Neptune behind. But even though, okay, I want to break down what does this square mean, okay, and what's the implication of what the square, even though I spoke about it before, okay, but I just want to emphasize, I want to break it down for you so you have better understanding of this energy, okay, which is, once again, it's in separation. It's not going to affect us anymore, okay, but there are some traits that's gonna continue with us, or certain I guess energies, it's gonna affect us, okay. So first of all, let's have better understanding of what does Saturn mean, okay. Saturn, generally speaking, okay, means, first of all, I've mentioned before that Saturn is malefic and Jupiter is benefic, okay. Now Neptune is kind of biased, is kind of neutral, okay. Neptune is neutral. However, Neptune is benefic more than is being malefic, okay. And I've explained to you before briefly what does malefic mean and what does benefic mean, okay. Malefic means brings harm, brings danger, brings extreme challenge, just like Mars, just like Uranus, Saturn, and Pluto. These are all malefic planets. However, Neptune is not malefic, okay. Neptune is more benefic than malefic, although lots of astrologers, because they would say Neptune is neither malefic nor benefic, because Neptune is there is downsides of Neptune, but it's not malefic, okay. So let me just speak about what's Neptune in astrology and what does it indicative to, okay. Neptune is really related to spirituality, mysticism, metaphysics, creativity, also no boundaries, faith, idealism, and inspiration. It's also related to sympathy, empathy, compassion. It's also related to arts, all kind of arts, okay. That's really, and once again, Neptune as as in the Greek mythology, rules the waters or the oceans and the seas, so the waters in general. So there's no shade, there's no boundaries, okay? And that's what Neptune. Now, the downsides of Neptune, now, once again, this is not being malefic, but there are downsides. There are, the lower vibration or the lower frequency of Neptune, or the negative side of Neptune. The negative sides of Neptune is escapism, illusion, delusion, unrealistic, okay, avoidance. It could be also, well, once again, lack of boundaries is considered something negative as well, and potential of deception, okay? So these are the downsides of Neptune. And as we always say, Neptune is all about dreams, okay? Neptune being, having no boundary and being very spiritual and, being related to mysticism and metaphysics and has no boundaries, okay? Now, what does Saturn in astrology mean? Saturn, on the other hand, sorry guys, Saturn is all about discipline. Saturn is all about responsibility, being realistic, being mature or maturity, wisdom, ambitious, strive to achieve something, okay? Saturn is also, as I mentioned, is the taskmaster, is the philosopher, representation of the judge. Saturn strive to achieve stability and, do everything based off structure, or having structure, having a plan in place, hardworking, or being hardworking, or working hard, really, okay? Saturn also is associated with endurance, perseverance, patience, and limitation, structure. These are also Saturn. These are the qualities I mentioned are technically the higher frequency of Saturn, but the lower frequency of Saturn, or the downside of Saturn, is limitation, disciplinary, fear, restrictive, obstacle, challenge, prove your worthiness, prove yourself, okay? Anxiety, harsh lessons, being authoritative, control, being dominant. These are all the, or being powerful, being, once again, restrictive, or also associated to karma. Remember, Saturn is the lord of karma, okay? So these are all the downsides of Saturn. Now, once again, being harsh, being tough, okay? Harsh lessons, harsh experience, going through hell, paying off your karma. These are all, that's why Saturn is associated to, malefic traits. Okay, so now, if you combine, or before I speak about the combination of Neptune and Saturn, let me give you an illustration of what Jupiter is, or Jupiter traits in astrology. Now, Jupiter is associated to growth, expansion, hope, optimism, luck. Jupiter is also associated to being the teacher, being the philosopher, wisdom, just similar to Saturn, but in a benefic way, okay? Once again, Jupiter is associated to fortune, good luck, knowledge, higher knowing, generosity, faith, spirituality, and any religion is really associated to Jupiter, okay? And also prosperity. Jupiter is the god of wealth and success and prosperity. Okay. Now, I don't know if I mentioned optimism and hope, but there's also the downsides of Jupiter, which is, maybe being sometimes arrogant or over optimistic. Okay. Also, indulgence or overindulgence, and just looking for fun technically and being joyful. Okay. And I don't see having fun and joyful or being joyful is as a downsides of Jupiter, but some people, they look at it this way. Okay. And now Jupiter also is associated, I don't know if I mentioned religion, spirituality, wealth and abundance, and higher education, expanding your horizon, exploration, long distance travel, and moral, and morality, and all these kind of things. And Jupiter is really rules the legal system. Okay, so these are the qualities of these three giant planets, or the energy of these giant planets. Now, when these three together, okay, these three planets come into a square, like Jupiter squaring Neptune and Saturn, in simple words, in very simple words, Neptune is ruler of dreams. Okay, Jupiter is expanding on that expansion of dreams. Okay, is I'm gonna give you more. Okay, and dream abundantly, or I'm gonna give you more. You're dreaming of being, for example, a supervisor. I'm gonna make you, and I'm gonna give you more, and I'm gonna give you abundantly, and I'm gonna expand in that, and I'm gonna make you be the CEO or the director or the manager. Okay, so technically Neptune and Jupiter is literally, in my philosophy, in my understanding, and from my experience, is dream big. And probably I'm gonna title this video as Dream Big. Okay, so Neptune is having no boundary, is sympathy, is empathy, is dreaming. Okay, Jupiter, okay, I'm gonna give you more than that. So dream big. And comes Saturn here, is being realistic. Remember, I mentioned that Saturn is being realistic, is like a reality check. Okay, so Saturn is like, okay, I'm gonna bring that to reality. You're dreaming, okay, and dreaming big, and I'm gonna give you that and bring it into reality, but you have to prove yourself. Okay, you have to show me that you're worthy and you deserve this position. I am just giving you an example. It could be even in marriage. Okay, you want to get married, then you have to prove that you are worthy and you deserve this family, and you're going to work hard for this family, and you're going to persevere and endure to provide for your family. Okay, once again, as I said, if you are expecting that you're going to get $100 loan from the bank, or you expecting to get, let's say, $1,000 inheritance, Jupiter is going to bring it, is going to give you more than that, and you're going to get probably $100,000. Okay, and Saturn will bring that into reality, okay, and make it happen for you. But we'll tell you, are you going to take care of this money? Are you going to work hard to, grow this money, or you're going to waste it? So prove that you're worth this. That's as simple as that. That's what I'm trying to make you understand. So you have to overcome the fear. Okay, yes, Saturn will instill that fear into us. Oh, maybe I'm not worthy. Oh, maybe I'm going to lose my job. Oh, maybe I'm going to fail at this marriage, or something is going to happen. That's the downsides of Saturn. Okay, now you also have to look into your natal chart, and how is this going to affect you. So for example, if you are early degrees of Aries or late degrees of Pisces, because you guys have to understand, in astrology, it doesn't only affect these early signs. You always have to take 6-7 degrees from both directions. So this energy is not only going to affect Aries, it's going to affect Pisces, it's going to affect all mutable signs. Okay, so we're going to look into our natal chart and see if you are, for example, 24 degrees Pisces, okay, up to, I would say, 6-7 degrees Aries, or you are we have to look at the angular houses as well. So Gemini 24 degrees, and Cancer up to 6-7 degrees, and then Virgo 24, and so on and so forth. Okay, all mutable signs. So 24 degrees of mutable signs up to I would say 7 degrees of any cardinal signs. You're gonna feel this energy the most. Okay, but you gotta understand also that Jupiter is leaving, is separating from this energy, the energy of the square. But we will have that within us, that there is something, there is doubt, there is fear. There is not only that, you're probably going to be dealing with a Saturnian person, or a person that has Lilith, a very strong Lilith in their chart, like a Scorpio, or not necessarily this is the transit, but people who have strong Lilith in their chart, they will, or Saturn in their chart, they will always instill that fear. They will always test your ability. They will be always make you feel, or because of, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, Lilith and Saturn, and so is Mars. Okay, so any person with a strong Saturn, Mars, and Lilith in their chart, they will always have that malicious energies, okay, and vindictive energies. So they will be always doubting you. They will be always kind of putting you into the ringer, or testing your abilities, or probably even they will be challenging you. There will be that enviousness energy into them. Okay, as you see in the chart here, Lilith is in Scorpio, but also Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto, and also you're probably going to be dealing with a Capricornian person, or Aquarian, because they're ruled by Saturn. Okay, and they will be testing you. They will be testing your ability to achieve any goal, or achieve or prove yourself. Okay, but generally speaking, just focusing on the and once again, if any person you're dealing with, if you know their chart, they could be having these Saturn, Mars, Lilith, either in associated with their sun sign, or they could have it in their either as a stellium, or it could be also their moon signs. Okay, but it could be also forming a conjunction with their sun and rising, or a conjunction, or it's going to be squaring you if we do a synastry chart. I'm talking a lot about things that if we go deep into astrology, but if we just focus on this energy, I'm trying to make you understand what does this square mean. Okay, and the energy we might experience, and we most likely have experienced this in the past few days. But once again, Jupiter is getting away from this energy. Lots of you are going to experience advancement. Lots of you, they're going to be marriage. They're going to be expansion in their homes. Okay, that's the energy of Jupiter: expansion, prosperity, wealth, luck, fortune, good fortune. Okay, but once again, it's like a dream coming true. Okay, it's a reality check, something you're dreaming of. This is the conjunction of Jupiter and of Saturn and Neptune, is making this dream coming through. Because if you remember, and I've illustrated this for you guys before, if we think about water has no shape. Okay, if we look at the ocean or the water, okay, it has no shape. Okay, unless we put it in a glass of water, in a glass, or in a vase. So Saturn is the boundary. Saturn is making this water has shape. Okay, when we put the water in a glass, it's going to be having a shape. So that's what Saturn is like. The reality check is, I'm going to bring this dream into reality. This is what the conjunction is, okay? And the square means I'm gonna test your ability. Now you got the dream, your dream come through, okay? Or come true, okay? And it happens. Now I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna, and you got more than what you've dreamed of, okay? Once again, maybe you've dreamed of, you're buying a house for 500,000, and all of a sudden you get a loan or you're approved for a mortgage from the bank of $1 million, okay? That's what Jupiter is. And now you got the house, okay? So Saturn will test your ability, will put you through the ringer, will make you go through harsh experience to test you and ensure that you're going to be able to take care of this house or take care of this family, or you're going to be responsible enough and work hard to achieve or to meet the expectation of your superiors. For example, if you going to hold like a superior or a senior position, okay, we want to make sure that you're responsible. We want to make sure that you're going to be able to be or to lead by example, okay, and to be a role model in this leadership position. That's exactly what the square means, okay? So I don't want you to listen to the naysayers that they're always talking about the square, Saturn, Saturn. It's granted that, all cardinal signs or any angular house, it's angular, means it's square one another. So there could be a challenge. But unless there are planets that challenge one another, it's not going to be very strong, okay? Now, let me show you this chart. Just give me 1 second. Let me wipe out that. And as I mentioned, guys, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to edit this video. You need to watch everything I mentioned in this video. But because I'm trying to upload it either tomorrow or the 23rd. So let me show you this chart. Okay. Okay. So as you see here, let me just fix this. So this is July. This is July the 18th, and as you see here, okay, on July the 18th, Saturn will be at degree and 56 minutes. Okay, right after midnight of July of July the 12th, which is early morning, okay, of July the 13th, Saturn will have a full stop in the sky and will start station retrograde into Pisces on July the 13th. Okay, so the maximum Saturn will be in Aries will be at 1 degree and 56 minutes. Saturn is not going to go beyond a degree and 56 minutes. Saturn will station retrograde on July the 13th. Okay, so it's going backwards. Okay, and will re-enter Pisces. So this is the retrograde stationing of, or the stationing retrograde of Saturn. On July the 13th, as you see in the chart here, Jupiter is already 7 degrees and 34 minutes. So don't listen to anybody who tells you Saturn and Jupiter squaring one another. It's BS. Jupiter is far away from Saturn, is separating from the square, is focusing on abundance and prosperity. Okay? if you look at the chart here, if you look into the chart here, this is the chart of July the 14th. Okay? July the 14th, Saturn is retrograde, in retrograde motion. Okay? So July the 13th, 1-3, Saturn will station retrograde, means will be in full stop. It's not going to advance or go or move forward into the constellation of Aries. It's going to be in full stop. Few hours later, Saturn will start his retrograde motion. Okay? And I believe Saturn will be entering into Pisces in August or early September or late August, something along those lines. Don't quote me on that. I'm gonna speak about it further on other video, but yeah. So a degree and 56 minutes, and then Saturn goes backwards to enter into Pisces. Okay, now, and you see here, Neptune on July the 14th is already retrograde, because Neptune will station retrograde actually on sorry, just give me 1 second here. Okay, on July the 4th. Okay, July the 4th, Neptune will be at 2 degrees and 10 minutes. Okay, and will station retrograde, means having a full stop into Aries at 2 degrees and 10 minutes. So it's not going to go any further in Aries. Reach 2 degrees and 10 minutes, and then will station retrograde until Neptune enters back into Pisces once again, I believe in September. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, okay, if I remember correct, that Saturn will enter back into Pisces in a retrograde motion in August, and Neptune, because Neptune is slower and also Neptune is ahead of Saturn, Neptune will enter into Pisces in September in a retrograde motion. Okay, so what does that mean? This means, and as I mentioned before, we have 2 planets in July will go retrograde. We have actually 3 planets, because Mercury will be stationing retrograde on July the 17th. Okay, and I want also to tell you, okay, I don't have the chart of Mercury retrograde, but as you see, Mercury is in Leo in July, and Mercury will station retrograde in Leo on the 17th and go into retrograde will be in retrograde motion, but will remain in Leo. It's not going to go back into just give me 1 second, let me look at the degree. So as you see in the chart here, this is the transit of Mercury retrograde. As you see here, will be at 15 degrees and 34 minutes in Leo, and that's July the 18th, and will start the retrograde motion into Leo. Okay, so you see here that we have 3 planets in retrograde motion: Saturn, Neptune, and Mercury. Okay, I'm not going to talk about Mercury now, but I just want to I want you to understand that there are lots of people out there. Once again, in terms of astrology, there are lots of people just copying and pasting, okay, without having deep understanding of what is the retrograde motion and the shadow period and so on and so forth. Okay, they want you to be completely paralyzed, completely unable to do anything, and they will tell you, oh, in the retrograde shadow period, or the pre-retrograde period, which is the shadow period, it's 2 weeks. That's bullshit, guys. Okay, the shadow period is, I would say, maximum 10 days before the actual retrograde. Don't listen to anybody, and I'm gonna say it. I don't care about what others say. Okay, I have studied astrology for many years. I've experienced, and I've consulted in astrology for many clients, and I can tell you, and I can guarantee you, there's nothing called 2 weeks before the retrograde. It's just maximum 10 days before the retrograde. So if we're having the retrograde on July the 18th, that's the Mercury retrograde, then you need to be careful the 10 days before the 18th. Okay, so from July the 8th, you don't need to be paranoid from now. Okay. Okay, so don't worry about it. I've heard lots of people, they talk, oh, be careful if you want to do anything, do it before the end of June. That's bullshit. Okay, so the shadow period is about 10 to 8 days before the retrograde or the stationing retrograde. So before the 18th and about 10 days after the retrograde. That's what you need to watch. Okay, about your decision or anything you purchase, trades, stocks, something, or transportation, something along those lines. But other than that, don't worry about it. You still have time until July the 8th or July the 7th. Okay, so I don't want to talk about Mercury right now, but I just want you to understand that we have 3 planets going to be retrograde. Okay, and as you see here in the chart, Saturn also is separating, and Neptune, both are separating and getting away from Jupiter. Jupiter, as you see here, is 8 degrees in Cancer. That's on July the 18th. In the previous chart, as I showed you, Jupiter is going to be at 5 degrees. Okay, on July the 4th. Okay, and as you see here, Jupiter is at 5 degrees. Okay, and both Neptune already started, or is going to station retrograde on July the 4th. Okay, on July the 13th, Saturn will station retrograde. July the 14th, Saturn will continue, going to be in a retrograde motion in Aries, and will re-enter into Pisces. So once again, the signs that need to be to pay close attention to this: late degrees Pisces, late degrees mutable signs. Okay, so which means Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius. Okay, or early degrees, which is Aries, early degrees cardinal signs, which are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Early degrees, which is not more than, I would say, 4 degrees or 5 degrees maximum cardinal signs. Okay, so these are the signs that's going to be affected the most with this retrograde of Saturn and Neptune. Okay, what does Saturn wants from you? And especially the signs I mentioned that you're going to be affected the most. Okay, late degrees mutable signs. Late degrees means not more than I would say 24-25 degrees of mutable signs, and not more than 5 degrees of cardinal signs. Okay, so between the 24-25 degree mutable up to 5 degree of cardinal signs. These are the ones that are going to be affected the most with this Saturn and Neptune conjunction and the Saturn and Neptune retrograde. Okay, so what does Saturn wants from you? Saturn wants you, because once again, the lower vibration of Neptune is deception, escapism, being tired, being confused, under the illusion. When I say escapism, means anything anything you do to escape reality, taking addictions, or taking some addictive drugs. Okay, or some, like, I don't know, maybe even sleeping pills. Okay, anything that makes you escape reality, not conquering the reality. So what Saturn wants you to do, Saturn wants you to face the truth, to face the challenge. Okay, and conquer it. Okay, conquer any fear. Okay, even though Saturn is about fear, but also as you see here, Pluto also is retrograde actually, and I'm sorry if I forgot, Pluto already is in retrograde. Okay, and Pluto is sextiling, as you see here, Neptune and Saturn. So Pluto wants you to conquer, okay, to overcome this fear. Okay, there's a sextile here, so face it, conquer it, and overcome it. Okay, any fear, any doubt, any illusion, any escapism. Okay, and be the hero, be the champion. Okay, that's technically what Pluto wants you to do. Okay, Saturn also and Pluto both wants you to be realistic. Okay, and demands integrity and honesty in any action or any take action, because also remember Saturn is under the influence of or under the rulership of Mars, and Mars is about taking action, is action oriented, is being initiative. Okay, so Saturn wants you under the Mars rulership, wants you to be wants you to take action, wants you to be initiative, and Saturn wants you to be of high integrity and tell the truth and being loyal and faithful and work hard. Okay, work diligently. Okay, be the initiator. Okay, that's basically what Saturn wants you. Also, Saturn wants you to have a structure, have a plan in place, not to be impulsive and rush into jumping or being hasty or doing something without thinking. Literally take it one step at a time. Slow down. Okay, in any aspect of your life. Okay, but once again, the signs that they're gonna be affected the most is late degree, 25 degree of mutable signs up to 5 degree of cardinal signs. We all gonna have the energy, but it's not going to be potent. It's going to be very minor. Okay, until actually Saturn will enter into Aries in January of 2026. But for now, it's only going to affect the late degree mutable signs and up to 5 degree of cardinal signs. Now, I just want to emphasize the fact that Saturn, under the influence or under the rulership of Mars, and we've mentioned before that Mars rules the head, Mars rules any injury could happen, or any injury or wound that could happen to the head. You have to be extra cautious when it's related to your nervous system. Okay, and you could be subject to migraines or headaches, or even injured to your head, or being very exhausted, feeling tired. Okay, maybe also memory loss, or because that's what Saturn under the influence of Mars. Okay, even if you don't experience any injury to the head, be feeling exhausted, feeling tired. Okay, and especially when Saturn enters back into Pisces, you're gonna feel sleepy and tired, and you need to sleep extra hours. Okay, now the other thing is I want you to understand is that Saturn under the influence or under the rulership of Mars, you might be very stubborn. Okay, at the end of the day, Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius, and you feel that you tend to be very argumentative, and because once again it's under the rulership of Mars, you want to fight for what you feel that you're entitled to. So be careful of all these traits. Okay, and these energies, remember that you wanted to embrace the positive traits or the positive qualities of Saturn, which is working hard, prove yourself, prove your ability. Okay, dream big, Neptune, and bring things to reality. Saturn actually will help you to bring things into reality, and Jupiter as well give you more than what you've expected, but you don't want to be fall tired or fall or be exhausted and overwork yourself. Okay, so try to embrace your individuality. Saturn wants you to embrace your individuality as well when it's in Aries and under the rulership of Mars. Okay, so just make sure that you don't get exhausted, you don't be overworked, or don't fight. Stay away from fighting and arguments. Okay, and don't be very stubborn and very dominant, because these, if you combine the traits of Capricorn and Aries, these are the, and these are the, and also Aquarius, because Saturn rules Capricorn, Aquarius being rebellious. Okay, and just you want to fight with everyone, with Mars okay, being the ruler of Aries. If you combine all these energies, yeah, you most likely tend to be very argumentative and having those warrior traits, and you want to fight with everyone, or you want to argue with your boss, or authority figure. So in this segment, just be careful of the video, I'll be focusing on why this new moon in Cancer is very potent, and it's most important, unluckiest new moon ever since July 19th of 2002. Why this Cazimi, or why the 24th and 25th is considerably the most fortunate and luckiest days of and we've never experienced that technically since July the 19th of 2002. Okay, why I'm saying that? Well, first of all, let me talk about Cancer energy, which is going to be very contagious. Despite everything that people say, it is going to be very contagious, and specifically water signs going to feel it the most, and then cardinal signs will feel it as well. Cardinal signs, especially if you have it doesn't matter really if you have 4 degrees. That's BS. You're gonna feel the energy regardless, okay, whether you're 4 degrees or whether you're 5 or 0 or 1 degree Cancer, or even 28 degrees, you're gonna feel the energy. So around this time, Cancer and water signs, cardinal signs, really specifically, I would say cardinal signs Aries and Libra. I'm not very and I'll tell you why I believe Capricorn is not going to feel the same, because it's going to be opposing Capricorn. It's going to be it's going to be mostly related to Capricorn partners, but Aries, Cancer, Libra, Scorpio, and Pisces will feel this energy the most. So around this time, around the new moon, and really from I would say the 20th or the 21st, you're going to feel this energy. Now the reason is, or what is the energy? The energy is you're going to feel very optimistic, hopeful, friendly, social. You want to go out and about, you want to be you want to have fun, and you're very joyful and flirtatious. You want to be partying, and you want to meet with new people. You want to talk to everybody, and some people, they're going to perceive that in a negative way, but who cares? Focusing on your energy, because once again, it's very contagious, and I'm talking about all water signs and cardinal signs, especially Aries and Libra. Okay, you're very joyful, you're happy, you want to socialize with everyone, you're talking to everybody. Okay, and these are the energies of Sagittarius, okay, which is ruled by Jupiter, because you're under the influence of Jupiter. Okay, that's what Jupiter makes you feel. You're literally embodying Sagittarius traits. Remember, as I said, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Pisces will feel the energy as well, because Pisces is ruled by Jupiter as well. Okay, so once again, just be happy. Don't focus on the naysayers and the envious people around you, because there are going to be lots of them. They're very judgmental around this time, and you just need to be positive. That's what the energy of Sagittarius, of Jupiter is. I'm sorry, I said Sagittarius because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Just be happy, enjoy yourself. Okay, go out and about, go party. Just be careful of overindulgence. And that's basically the energy of Jupiter in Cancer. And once again, it's contagious. Everybody gonna feel it. I also want to emphasize the fact that Jupiter in Cancer will be very protective to you, very protective to Cancerian and water signs, because it's going to trine with water signs. And also, if I didn't mention that, Virgo and Taurus, they're going to be sextiling with Cancer as well, so they're going to feel the energy. Okay, so yeah, that's the energy we will feel, all of us, with no exception. But once again, especially if you have, or if you are water sign, or if you are a cardinal sign. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the conjunction between Jupiter and the Sun is going to be at 3 degrees and 21 minutes. So I'm gonna give you, and if we going to round this up, it's going to, we go for the sapient symbol purposes, or the spiritual meaning of the 3 degrees and 21 minutes, we have to round it to 4 degrees. So it's like Jupiter is, or we're gonna read 4 degrees of Cancer. Now, I mentioned also earlier that Cancer rules degree number 4, and Cancer is the 4th house in the zodiacal wheel. And also, as I said, as you see here, Mars, which is sextiling with Jupiter and the Sun, and sextiling with the new moon in Cancer as well, is going to be at 4 degrees. So there is an emphasis on number 4 here, and I'm going to tell you what's angel number 4 means, and what's the 4 degree the meaning of 4 degree Cancer, or the 4 degree in the degree, or in accordance to the degree theory. And I'm gonna give you the sapient symbol of the 4 degree in Cancer. So let's start off with the
sorry guys,
sapient
I was
symbol.
recording and all of a sudden something happened. I'm not sure if it's a technical issue from my end, but it was with no audio, so I had to re-record again. So what I was saying is, what I was talking about is the sapient symbol of 4 degree Cancer, because Jupiter and the Sun will come into conjunction at 3 degrees and 21 minutes, so we have to round it to 4 degrees. What is the sapient symbol of 4 degree Cancer? It's a cat arguing with a mouse. A cat arguing with a mouse. So maybe when you hear this title or this phrase, you're going to take it in a negative way, but really it symbolizes or implies arguing. There is argument. You're trying to be persuasive. You actually embody or have strong persuasive qualities around this time, or this energy gives you the ability to be very persuasive, regardless of the opponents, or regardless of size of the work you're doing, or regardless of the size and the ability to win. You're going to have these energies being very persuasive, and you could be argumentative, but it also carries the energies of turning the table, okay, of being able to let others hear you out and listen to you, listen to your opinion. There could be some sort of imbalance at work. There could be also the desire to justify to others what should be done and why and what not. But once again, you will have the persuasive energy. You'll be very argumentative, and you will be kind of justifying what you're doing. Okay, so this is once again, this could be you could be involved in a time wasting arguments, or in some sort of bickering or power struggle, but at times you're gonna also feel you're being victimized or taken advantage of. You're overworked, but you're also going to be prepared to protect others, protect your team, okay, protect your family. This sapient symbol, or this symbol of cat arguing with the mouse, or the 4 degree Cancer, in accordance to the sapient symbol, it also means to be overly protective, okay, selfless, and advocate for the for others, for the group, for the people, okay? On the other hand, the meaning of 4-degree Cancer, in accordance to the degree theory, and this is another emphasis on number 4, as I mentioned in the previous segment. It means the people, it means the human race, it means the crowd of people, nation, patriotism, or the patriot, anything of national origin, something related to the homeland, or your country, your home, your family, the motherhood, women in general, once again, family, or the house, or the place where you feel you're secure. It's like your shell, okay? It also related to the public and public opinion. Generally speaking, the people, the country, okay? That's 4th degree of Cancer, and there is a huge emphasis on nourishment, nurture, because all these are the qualities. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this new moon in Cancer, which is going to be on the 25th of June, there is an emphasis on number 4, and we have noticed how many times this number was repeated. It's repetitive. The sun and the moon will meet together in Cancer. Cancer is house number 4, rules degree number 4, and the sun and the moon will be at the new moon will be the conjunction between the sun and the moon at 4th degree, and then we also have the sextile with number 4. So, and I've given you the explanation of degree theory and the Sabian symbol of the Jupiter Cazimi, which is going to be rounded to number 4 as well. So now I'm going to share with you something about in numerology and the angelic number of number 444 or 4444 or even 44, and just to focus on number 4 in general. So angel number 4444 is an interpretation or representation of support, encouragement, guidance from your angels or spirit guides. It signifies that you are on the right path, and your angels are with you, offering their support and assistance. And from the get-go, guys, number 4 symbolizes a solid foundation, means stability. Okay, it represents hard work and strong foundation, and it suggests that whatever you're going to start around this time, around the new moon time, it's going to be it has longevity associated with it, and it's going to be built on a stable or solid base. Okay, so seeing 444 reminds you that your angels are near you. And guys, I'm gonna talk about at the end tarot cards, and the 4 of Wands and the symbolism of 4 of Wands, or the depiction, and I'm going to show you something really beautiful about 4 of Wands. But before that, let me just give you an example of what does it mean to build something on a strong foundation. The number 4 emphasizes, and by the way, guys, if you know numerology, I want you to add up your date of birth. Does it to find out what's your what I'm trying to say is, if your date of birth adds up to number 4, then you are on path number 4, or that's your path number. Okay, and it means something. If it's like a master number, it adds up to number 11, then that's your path. Okay, this is just if you want to know what's your sole purpose in this on planet Earth. But anyways, let me go back to number 4. So number 4 emphasizes the importance of building a solid foundation in all areas of life. So for example, let's say if this is in your sign, okay, so this is related to you, or if it's your star, if it's in your 4th house, for example, for Aries, because this new moon is in your 4th house. So there's emphasis on building a house on strong foundation, okay, on a stable basis. So this also means that it has to include love, which is based off loyalty, faithfulness, trust,
having trust, mutual trust, unconditional love. That's what when I talk about strong foundation, building a house or relationship on strong foundation, then it should be based off strong unconditional love. 444 is very powerful. It's a number of manifestation. It suggests that you desire your desires and intentions are likely to manifest, especially if they relate to family, home life, or finances, or leadership or leadership position. Okay, yeah, or even finances. Okay, also it represents spiritual awakening. It indicates a time of spiritual awakening or growth. It may be a sign that you are aligning with your higher self and your spiritual path. It also represents of overcoming challenges. It represents, or it indicates that the angels and your spirit guides are helping you to overcome obstacles and achieve your goals. 444 also, and that's why I was talking about the depiction of tarot card 4 of Wands. It suggests marriage, and it suggests being in love. Could be also a twin flame relationship. It emphasizes open communication, trust, and the building of a stronger emotional foundation in your relationship. So ultimately, the specific meaning of 444 can be depending on obviously your individual circumstances and the contexts in which you see the number. So you need to really pay attention to your thoughts and feelings when you see 444. So really, because this can literally provide clues to in general in numerology. It represents that represent loyalty. Okay, represent being practical and advance and push onwards on top or to the top. Number 4 urges you to be motivated and find the energy to put your plans into motion. On the practical side of things, number 4 gives you the ability to make good decisions, and its nature allows you to plan, and whatever you're planning or whatever projects that you plan, you have to put into motion and you have to put into place. Being very organized, disciplined, and easily being accessible, and strive to success. And as I mentioned, number 4 is really meaning to be involved in a relationship that's long lasting, based on stability, balance, and based on loyalty, faithfulness, and open communication. So and as I mentioned, guys, I'm going to show you what is the 4 of Wands in tarot cards, just so that you have better understanding of the indication of number 4, or what does number 4 emphasize. So as you see in the chart, in this depiction here on this image, this is the 4 of Wands card, and you've probably seen it before. This is actually in the runic tarot deck. I love this tarot card, this deck actually. You'll see here the Berkana, or I believe it's called the Berkana. Let me just double check. It's the Berkana. Okay, rune, as you see here. Oops, it looks like letter B, and the Berkana rune represent or it symbolizes femininity, fertility, healing, and regeneration, and birth as well. Berkana rune, I just love a runic deck. Okay, and that's why I want you to see the 4 of Wands here. Let me just read it from the booklet. As you see here, the lovers cling to one another in the center of the grove, and you see here there are 4 of Wands surrounding them, okay, or staffs.
and their eyes are closed, both actually, especially the masculine or the male figure here is closing his eyes, and he's pulling his partner very close to him, and she's smiling, she's looking at him with passion, and she's like, and you see here the sun ray shining on both of them, okay, and both of them are cuddling, and these Four of Wands, it shows the boundary or whatever is protecting them, and it's surrounding them, right? So it's like a boundary, it's kind of a protection for them. And you see here the rune Berkana is glowing between these two lovers. Okay, this is really what's the Four of Wands in the runic deck representation of. But generally speaking, the Four of Wands represents celebration, accepting one another, support, and you're finding support from your partner. Create a solid foundation, enjoy the process, feeling complete with one another. Okay, now the Berkana rune itself, it means, or the Berkana rune, Berkana or Berkana, it also means growth, fertility, and new beginnings. It's also associated with the birch tree and the divine feminine. It symbolizes the cycle of birth, death, and renewal, and it can indicate a need of self-care and regeneration. Okay, now once again, it emphasizes on growth and fertility, both on physical and symbolic growth, and fostering development and blossoming. It also signifies a new phase of life, such as starting a family or embarking on a new career path. Okay, so this is really number 4, and as you see in the depiction here, so it doesn't have to be necessarily in a relationship. It could it could manifest in different ways. It could manifest in combination of levels or ways. It could be both marriage, embarking a new relationship, a twin flame type, or a soulmate type of relationship. Okay, it could also embarking on a leadership position. It could be a relationship that's gonna start through work. Okay, but as you see, it has to be, or it is going to be built on a solid foundation, on trust, on love, on care, on stability, on being on faithfulness and loyalty to one another. So that's what I see, and that's what I see happening to or being manifested for many of us in real life. And that's what I feel, that especially water signs and Aries, Cancer, these are the signs that I see there's going to be they're going to be entering into a very solid a stable relationship, long-term relationship. Okay, building a house, getting into a relationship, not necessarily with one another, but that's not what I'm trying to say. But Aries, because Cancer is your 4th house, so there are lots of Aries. They're going to be entering into or going to be getting married, having children. Okay, getting into a relationship that's gonna lead to marriage, because once again, Jupiter is in the 4th house, Cancer, 100% pregnancy, having children, expansion in the home and the house. Could be also embarking on a leadership position. I see also Virgo is going to get into a solid kind of relationship, although for Virgo I see it could be somehow a karmic relationship, and the reason is I'm going to show you on the chart here. So for Virgo, as you see in the chart here, why I was saying it could be a karmic relationship, because Virgo has the South Node in their chart, right? Okay, and the South Node is pertaining to karmic or a relationship from past life. Also, your 7th house is Pisces, and Jupiter rules Pisces. However, Saturn right now is in your 8th house, and I've mentioned when I spoke about Saturn before that the most difficult karmic lessons that we're going to learn is when Saturn going to be in the 1st house, 8th house, or the 12th house. And for Virgo, Saturn now is in the 8th house and is going to retrograde back on July the 13th, as I mentioned, going to be in a retrograde motion. And Saturn in retrograde motion is literally emphasizing a harsh lesson, okay, that you're going to learn. And then Saturn going to be entering back into Pisces, which is your 7th house, and it's going to be there for the rest of the year, from August on until next year, going back to your 8th house. So there is a karmic lesson that you need to learn, okay, and especially that with Virgo, you have the South Node in your house, so you are going to be dealing with a karmic relationship. And karmic relationship, it means that it's going to be a harsh lesson, it's going to be a tough lesson, okay, and most likely it's going to end, because that's what the karmic or a relationship or a karmic relationship, it's going to feel like a twin flame type of relationship, but it is not. It's karmic. It's going to end. It's not gonna. So I just want to prepare you for this, okay? You have to take it, with a grain of salt. You have to understand that it's for you to learn, and it's for you to pay some sort of karmic debt, okay? Virgo, I'm going through the signs right now, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm saying there are certain relationships that's going to end karmic, or it's going to be kind of twin flame relationship. Now for Capricorn, I feel it's going to be a tough lesson as well. And the reason is Jupiter is going to be in your opposite house, okay? And Saturn is literally right now in your 4th house. And it's going back, as I mentioned, Saturn is your ruler, okay? And I mentioned before the signs, I should say actually Capricorn and Aquarius, but Capricorn specifically more than Aquarius, because Aquarius is Saturn is a co-ruler, but Capricorn is only ruled by Saturn. So, and Saturn is sitting now in your 4th house, is going to retrograde on July the 13th, and it's going to enter back into your 3rd house in Pisces, but it's going to be for the next 3 years until 2028 in your 4th house. So there's a karmic lesson here in the family house, and it's going to be related also to your 7th house. So be careful, Capricorn, okay? I've said it before, and I've said it multiple times. Be careful, be careful, be careful, because Capricorn and Aquarius, okay, they are the very first signs, or the very first signs, or they're going to be learning the tough lessons from Saturn, okay? Now for Sagittarius, I feel Sagittarius, they are going to be entering into a kind of a twin flame type of relationship, although it is going to be very hated relationship, because Cancer is your 8th house, okay? So there are many Sagittarius. Now some of the Sagittarians, I'm not gonna lie to you, okay, they are going to be experiencing loss of a partner, okay? Any kind of partner. It could be a spouse, it could be a parent, or it could be I don't know, a partner, okay, because it's in the 8th house. But also some Sagittarius, they are going to experience a twin flame type of relationship, because once again Jupiter is in the 8th house. Also Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and is sitting in your fifth house. So I see lots of Piscean, they were already in a kind of a joyful, fun type of relationship, but I feel lots of Piscean, they're going to tie the knots, and this relationship is going to end up committed type of relationship, okay? Or even if it's not marriage, it could be a common law relationship. We call it here in Canada, a common law type of relationship. So there is commitment, even if there is no, it's not legalized, or it's not, marriage. Because here in Canada and US and Western countries in general, common law relationship is kind of marriage relationship. There is commitment, okay? So I see lots of Piscean, they're going to enter a committed relationship, even though it started as a kind of a one night stand or a fun and type of joyful relationship, but it's gonna be committed at the end. So these are the signs that I see that they're going to be enter into kind of relationship, marriage, pregnancy, either a karmic relationship or a twin flame type of relationship. At the end, guys, I hope you benefited from this video. I'm going to make another video. I was going to pull some cards, but quite frankly, I'm just too busy and I have so many things to take care of, and I'm trying to upload this video as soon as possible, either Sunday or Monday, so you can watch it. Bottom line is, enjoy this new moon in Cancer. Enjoy the journey of Jupiter in Cancer. It's going to be for a year, and it's going to bring abundance, prosperity, stability for lots of you. Now, unless Jupiter is forming a hard aspect with one of the planets in one of the houses in your chart, like a square or an opposition, other than that, rest assured that Jupiter is protection, Jupiter is benefic, is going to bring abundance. And also this new moon in Cancer, as I mentioned, there is emphasis on number 4, an angelic number 444, and this is one of the luckiest new moons for the entire year. So take advantage of it, manifest, be positive, think positive, because remember, your thoughts create your reality. And I wish you a happy new moon in Cancer, and I'll see you in the next one.